it's me, Carrie Marie, and welcome back to my channel. So this probably the hardest video I ever do, and I'm kind of nervous to tell y'all, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I don't even know where to start for real, so I'm just gonna start from the beginning. A few months ago I started feeling tingliness inside my fingertips, and I told my mom and my husband, I'm thinking, so I bite my nails a lot, and I had like a hangnail that I pulled like to the screen. And I'm like, oh, it's probably because of that, because I did that. And didn't worry about it like that much anymore after that. So then, like in December, I was relaxing with my family watching TV. I got the worst pain, most excruciating pain in my abdominal area. Like it just was cutting off my breather. It was just horrible pain, like horrible, like to the point I was crying, and my husband didn't like how I was crying. He was like, yeah, we're going to the ER right now. We called my mom, she took our son, went to the ER. They ran tests on me. They didn't find anything, but I was still in the worst pain ever. So the next day, because I still was in pain, like the same pain in my chest, same numbness and tingling on the body, I went to a different hospital. I was like, oh, maybe they could tell me what's wrong with me, because that's all I really needed, was to know what was wrong so I could start trying to figure out what I could do to like get rid of it. So in my family, I'm thinking we got arthritis. I'm like, oh, maybe it's that arthritis pain. I'm thinking maybe I got high blood pressure, diabetes. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I just needed to know. So I went to a different ER. I was there all day long for them to say, well, the other hospital ran all the tests already, so they didn't do anything. They just checked me out like a regular checkup and sent me home, saying, well, we don't see anything, we don't know what's wrong with you. When I mean that made me so like upset and so like angry. I'm like, so what's wrong with me? Like maybe I'm over exaggerating, maybe I'm just overthinking this whole situation, because they're the professionals and they're saying there's nothing wrong with me at all. So I just couldn't like wrap my head around it. Like I got so upset. Like I was just upset. I just was just angry at that point. Like I just stopped telling people that I was like hurting or anything was wrong with me. I was just like, okay, maybe it's just me, maybe it will just go away. So that's December, and it got worse. My tingling all over the body, like my hands, the whole hand now, the legs. With the legs, it was more like they would sleep, so it was just like confusing my brain that my legs were like numb. So like when I tried to walk, they wasn't going with me. It was just like my equilibrium was off, like my balance was off, like nothing was working together as a unit. Like it was just like, why are you trying to walk on us when we on relax mode? And that was like the scariest thing ever, to just be like all day long your legs feel like you sat on them all day and they just numb, and I had to try to get up and do my everyday life. Like that was like the most scariest thing for me, was not be able to feel my legs. Like, that was just like, I had to still walk, I had to still go to work, I had to still do things. It was so bad. Like, I could be standing up at work and I'll move over just a little bit and I will like be stumbling. Like, I didn't even move that much for me to be falling at all. Like, the tingling sensations was crazy. And then the brain, oh my God, my head, the headaches, it was like a burning sensation. So the burning sensation in the head was crazy. Like, I would just sit at my desk and be like grabbing my head, like stop burning. Like, I didn't know, it was like it was on fire and it was just tingling all down my face. Like, the headaches was the worst feeling because it was like burning. Like, when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, why would my head be burning like this? Like, it just was just a crazy, like, crazy feeling. It just was so crazy. I just thought it would go away. I thought maybe it was something else. I lived my life. I just was like, I need to go to work. I need to support my family. I need to keep pushing. And they already said nothing wrong with me, so maybe it's nothing wrong with me. I'm just overthinking it. Until co-workers start asking me, what's wrong with your legs? Why you keep falling? Well, not falling, but like stumbling. Like, what's wrong? I was like, I don't know, my legs is like, they not working with me right now. I don't know what's wrong with them. And I do a lot of walking around at my job because of what position I have. So they always come to me and be like, can you walk me somewhere? I be like, in my head, I really just didn't want to walk these people nowhere. Like, I'm like, because if I fall, I'm gonna be so embarrassed. These legs ain't working. Like, it was so hard. It was so hard. I didn't tell my mom and my husband no more that it was like as bad as it was. Like, I started like just trying to ignore it, for real. Just trying to like get past. I'm like, oh, maybe it'll go away. It just got worse and worse, like to the point like it looked like I was drunk when I was walking, like, because I just kept swaying to the left, swaying to the right, like trying to find a way to just walk straight. But that wasn't like, I'm trying to walk faster, then I try to walk slow. It didn't matter. I still just tumbled, like stumbled all over the place. Like, it was like the most craziest feeling ever. So my mom and my husband and my aunt, they were trying to figure out like what's wrong with her. They doing research. They sending me Google ads. My mom sending me medication. She's sending me stuff to try this to get the sensation and everything back and make me feel better. But at the end of the day, nothing was working. And I was just getting scared and I was terrified. I really thought at this point I'm dying, like, and I had to try to come up, like, I don't know, I really felt like I was dying, and that's how I felt. That's just how it was. And then trying to go to work every morning, I used to tell my husband, can you go with me? Not telling him why I want him to go with me to work. It's because I'm scared that I might fall and like break my legs or hurt myself, and I'm just out here. He went with me a couple times, but I stopped asking because I'm like, I don't want to keep doing that. I could do this myself. And then I don't know, it's just like so much. It was just like so traumatizing now that I think of it, like to the point it got, now we're gonna go to, now we in February, and then my legs were worse to the point I had to lay down until it was time to leave to go to work to get there, because they were just completely like to me basically unwalkable, but I had to walk to go places. So y'all know how the phones, when you say stuff, the ads pop up to generate whatever you're interested in. So an app came up for like doctors, and I made a primary doctor appointment. And when I made that appointment, I went to go see my doctor, and I told her all the symptoms and everything. She left out the room. She came back in. She said, "You're going to the ER. I'm not sending you home. This is progressing. The other doctors didn't do anything, and I feel like you need way more tests done on you because this is like severe. I know you don't want to hear that, but you're going to the ER." And me and my mom, we went to the ER, and I didn't leave for 5 days after that. Like, they ran every test. I got in a, oh my God. I'm trying not to get emotional about it, but they were mad that the other hospitals like turned me away. Like hearing other doctors be like, "Why, you went to 2 hospitals before you came to this one and they didn't do nothing?" And like they could see what they did, and they was like, they didn't do these tests and these tests, because at the end of the day, they're not supposed to send me away because of what my pains were, the tingling and the brain stuff. Like, that's serious. Like, you're not supposed to send nobody away for that. Like, you're supposed to at least try everything and then be like, "We don't know what's wrong with you." They did, and they tried a little bit of stuff, and that was it. So my primary doctor told them what to look for. She said, get scans of her back and her head. And I went there to the ER and everything, and they ran those tests. I got an MRI. MRIs are horrible. Just the fact that they had to look at my brain for something, it's just like, all right, I'm saying like I got a headache and all this other stuff, but not thinking like, all right, they gotta take pictures of my brain to see something wrong with my head, my back, my neck. Like, it was a lot. But I was like, at least somebody trying to help me figure out if I was crazy or not, because I'm thinking like, all right, maybe I'm making up this whole situation because they saying it was nothing. But how upset the doctors were at this ER that they didn't run certain tests changed the whole situation for me. I had got the MRIs and everything. They was like, "You're not going nowhere, you're staying here." They admitted me to the hospital. I was there. Scariest thing ever, like, scary, is to not know what's wrong with you. To the point, like, I still didn't know what was wrong with me. They was like, "Oh yeah, you're not getting up to walk nowhere no more." They put like a yellow band on me and say risk of falling. They basically say they gonna paint my room yellow, and the yellow stands for risk, like I'm high risk of falling and hurting myself. So they did that. This me still not knowing what's going on. They still taking hella tests. I'm getting hella blood work. Like, they took 14 bottles like of blood from me, trying to figure out what was wrong with me. I was just so happy that they was trying to help me, because I was in so much pain. Like, I didn't know what to do with the pain. Pain was like unbearable sometimes. Like, definitely trying to walk to do something for myself was just crazy. So my mom stayed with me, and I'm so grateful for her for being there with me through the process, and my husband. So my mom had left and my husband came into the hospital. The whole neurology team came in. Oh. So the whole neurology team came in and they was like, well, we know what's wrong with you. They said you have lesions on your spinal cord and on your brain that's eating at your nervous system. You have been diagnosed with MS. I don't know what MS was, guys. Like, I didn't know what it was. My husband was there. He asked a lot of questions. It's like, how'd she get it? How where it come from? How we gonna cure it? There's no cure for it. It's something I would live with for the rest of my life. I have to get treatments to help stabilize me. And MS is multiple sclerosis. So basically, my body is attacking itself and it's attacking my nervous system. And I have lesions on my brain and on my lower spinal cord. It's just like hard being told that you got diagnosed with this, right? Because I'm thinking, alright, it's arthritis, it's the high diabetes, like I got diabetes, I got high blood pressure or something. Like, never did it cross my mind that it was MS at all. Like, it didn't cross my mom's mind, my husband's, my aunts, nobody thought it was that. Like, to hear them doctors tell us that day, even though I needed to know like what was wrong with me, I didn't want that. Like, I don't think that was like a thing. And so when my family didn't know what it was just like, oh wow. So that's what sparked the whole video that I'm doing right now, is to bring awareness to it, because I didn't even know what that was at all. I just want to, I'm gonna document this journey of me getting better, because right now I don't really walk. I walk with a walker, I get around like that, or they push me around. So I'm gonna document this journey to be getting back to almost normal, because I never will be my old self anymore. So I just wanted to express how I felt and the journey to my diagnosis of MS. Okay guys, thank you for listening to my story, and I'll see y'all in the next video on the update of what's going on. All right, peace.